Okay guys, so as you saw in the thumbnail, is it just a pure luck, coincidence, or everything is going according to the plan? Guys, orange color, obviously BTC, and green color, well, color of money, M2 supply. So guys, I have shifted that by 83 days and we are currently on a daily chart. And if I'm going to zoom it in, of course, I'm not going to tell you here that, this line is 100% accurate. According to Mr. Colin, big shout out by the way, there's around 83% or something like this of correlation between these two lines, right? Which means that not always Bitcoin is going to follow that trajectory, of that green line. Nonetheless, well, if we are going to zoom this picture out a little bit, you see what's going on. Let me just zoom out a little bit of that green line, and there are of course times where Bitcoin doesn't follow this, right? So now the question is, are we going to see the top at around 130 140k? Well, there is strong level of resistance, 1.618 zone. I don't have this currently on this chart. I have cleaned out my charts, guys, but I do believe that this could be the case. Bitcoin either could top around 125 140, and then either, just like Mr. Crypto is pointing out, that this is going to be the bear market that's going to begin at these prices, or some deeper pullback for BTC. Guys, I am in altcoins. I am not in BTC yet, right? I am trying to wait for much better prices for a BTC. Probably during this bear cycle, I am going to change my strategy a little bit. Nonetheless, I am in altcoins currently because I would like to shift my gains from altcoins this cycle into BTC, and of course stables and trade in between, and of course get into altcoins as well, right? Not mentioning about Kaspa and all of that juice. And now guys, coming back to the chart, what we can expect in coming days, right? So if we are going to follow this money to supply, you see that we do have some boredom in here for that green line. Nonetheless, if I'm going to zoom it out a little bit, or in, whatever, however you want to call it, you see that we could see a little bit of a dive, which technically we have experienced. Nonetheless, there's going to be an injection. Well, actually there was, because that's data from the past. There was injection of money, right? So now the question is Bitcoin going to follow? In my opinion, it will follow, right? I'm not entirely sure if this flat line in here, let me just draw it here, is basically the same as in here, and now in coming days we are going to see something like this, okay, which Bitcoin probably going to hit the price of 110, maybe 115, and then as you see in this area we are consolidating a little bit in M2 supply, and after that what do we have? Another kind of injection, and perhaps this is going to be the distribution for this cycle, right? And now you might think, okay, but what about Jerome Powell cutting rates next month? Well, this is definitely questionable, guys. Until quantitative easing is not happening, I am not going to be talking about it. Of course, people are hoping, market is hoping for that to happen in June. I guess it will have to happen at some point, but let's play with the data that we currently have. So in my opinion, Bitcoin is looking bullish. I know that many people are calling for the bear cycle. However, based on this and of course different kind of informations that I have found for you for today, are showing me that we possibly are going to see that pump for BTC. We are going to get into altcoins very soon, so guys, stay tuned. By the way, my name is Luke. Subscribe to the channel and all of that jazz. So guys, 2 billion USDT was printed just now, right? That X was posted on May 21st. That was 7 p.m. my time here in Thailand. So you see, guys, what's going on, right? There is lots of tether being ready to be deployed. Now, also on the top of that, Chinese stock market is going parabolic. Okay, market at the moment is looking the way it's looking on the weekly. Okay, we had a little bit of a pullback. Daily is looking that way, and now for hourly, well, still a little bit of a sideways, right? 2-3%, whatever. But still in stock market, that's kind of a big deal, I guess. Anyways, guys, going to the daily, things are looking good. Okay, so now the question is, are you late to Bitcoin? Well, probably yes, you are late to Bitcoin. Now, another question, are you late for altcoins? Guys, remember that this video video is not financial advice. I'm not financial advisor. I am just sharing my personal opinions. So let's change this into candles and let's see what is Bitcoin's dominance actually showing us. And of course, let's pull out some indicators that they are definitely going to help us. So stochastic RSI, and we are going to pull out fear and greed oscillator, right? I know that this oscillator or index actually could sound very cliche, but guys, every single time, who's losing money on this market? Who, right? People that are greedy. Greed never pays off. In life in general as well, right? Especially in the markets. Now, again, I am not saying that I know everything, but we can clearly see that every single time, well, that's actually a bad chart to show it. Nonetheless, every single time on different altcoins, we do have such a big wave. If it comes to greed, we do see a sell-off, right? Anyways, guys, sorry I have digressed a little bit. Obviously, I haven't been doing these videos for a while. Now, daily time frame, if it comes to Bitcoin's dominance, we had that whoopsie doopsie. That was very questionable back then if Bitcoin's dominance is going to bounce from this level of a support, and it did. But now another question. Could we consider this as a bear flag formation and we are going to see continuation of that downtrend for Bitcoin's dominance? Well, this is very questionable because as you see, guys, on a weekly time frame, yes, stochastic RSI obviously is showing us that downward momentum, which means that we possibly can have some juice going towards the downside, which of course is going to positively resolve in altcoins pumping, right? But there is no guarantee because considering the fact that M2 supply is going, Bitcoin obviously is correlated with that. We could see still dominance reaching higher levels like 65. Let me actually zoom it out a little bit, and let's say we could see an impulse of Bitcoin's dominance roughly in that area, maybe not 73, but a little bit higher, let's say here around 68, 67, and then potentially drop, right? Now, question is, are we going to see Bitcoin's dominance at its lowest point before at 39%? Well, if I'm going to say 50, that definitely is not out of the question. 50%, I would say, and this is where I'm going to be taking my profits, or probably even earlier, guys, because remember that there is no guarantee that we are going to see a major drop towards this level for Bitcoin's dominance. And now, guys, Prof is showing this chart. This is the chart that I've been sharing from his X account for a while now, and it's actually coming into fruition. So better buckle up and listen up, okay? This is total crypto market cap, excluding BTC and Ethereum on a weekly time frame. So we have descending broadening wedge, and before in November 2024, obviously we had a breakout, and at the moment that still looks healthy based on the technicals, of course, right? We had the retest of this zone as a support. Now we had a breakout outside of that descending broadening wedge, and we do have a retest of this level as a support. So the question is, are we going to see that damn altcoin pump that we are all waiting for? Of course, patience is required, guys. So quick update, I haven't sold anything if it comes to my crypto positions. Now, if it comes to ETFs, guys, you see that we are coming back with huge days. 667 million if it comes to inflows, 260, 390. Now we've got 41, that's for BTC. Of course, we are waiting for Ethereum as well, because if Ethereum is going to be pumping, then of course everything that's built on Ethereum, most of the altcoins, of course not all of them, I know Caspa lovers, right? But we need to see Ethereum pumping, okay? This is very important. Now, everything is happening. Bitcoin is at pretty much all-time highs, almost, and there is no interest for Bitcoin and crypto, and this is very big because that means that retail money, so-called dumb money, still isn't here. And guys, of course, I don't want to sound like I'm smart money because we all would like to think that we are smart. Nonetheless, market is catching us off guard sometimes. Now, this is what they think about us, you know, these institutions, that we are dumb money, right? But let's not allow them to do that, right? Let's find out what is their game, and let's find out how they are juicing out wallets of people that are so-called dumb money, right? If that makes sense, right? I am trying to think the way that institutions and big traders are thinking, and basically taking advantage of us trying to make some money in this market. Anyways, guys, let's go. Let's have a look at the liquidation, because that's very important, right? Usually when we have lots of longs in this market, especially for BTC, well, pretty much anything, in fact, we have sharp pullbacks, right? So 7 daily on BTC on a couple of exchanges, Binance, OKX, and Bybit, with leverages that are quite high. We do have lots of longs, right? We've got $11.2 billion worth of longs versus 4. I'm not saying that we are going to see the pullback in such a strong uptrend, because obviously M2 is pumping and it is very likely that we are going to see that pump. Nonetheless, some quick wick towards the downsides definitely could happen, especially considering the fact that we have a lot of liquidity here on a daily in that area of 105,700 for BTC. So let's see how that's going to play out, but make sure, guys, that you are not longing like a degen, because you were probably late if you are longing BTC like a degen now. Okay, now let's go back to the trading view and let's wrap up this video, guys, because I don't want to bore the heck out of you, right? So first of all, total crypto market cap and how it looks like, right? It does kind of creates a formation of a rising triangle, whatever, right? Anyways, guys, that line in here was just a retest of a support in here in that area. I am going to quickly delete this, right? What is a little bit, let's say, concerning is that the total crypto market cap is currently at resistance, right? That's of course everything. I hope that you get it, right? And then stochastic RSI also is topping on a weekly, right? So what that potentially could mean, another pullback for altcoins, or we are finally going to see smash towards higher highs, because if we are going to see the pullback, let's say towards this level of a support, and after that we are going to bounce, well, that is still going to be a bullish formation, or more of a macro perspective. And yes, I know that this is something that you don't want to hear, but this is how they can also play with us, right? Remember about that, guys, right? I am holding spot. I am not trading futures, at least at the time of recording this video, and I am just being patient, trying to figure things out. So guys, if you want to figure things out along with me, remember, subscribe to the channel. Anyways, the last one, USDT dominance, guys. What is happening with USDT dominance? We do have inverse correlation in here, and as you see, that total crypto market cap is almost stopping on stochastic RSI, and stochastic RSI on USDT dominance is going towards the bottom, right? So what that potentially can mean, we could see a little bit of a pump, let's say, towards the upside, and then maybe another pullback, right? This is something that I don't want to say. This is something that the technicals are showing me, at least these two. And let's see how things are going to go, guys, right? To conclude this video, to wrap it up, Bitcoin, are you too late for BTC? Well, obviously, if you do have a strategy to hold for many, many years to come, probably not. However, are you late this cycle? Yes, I would definitely say so, right? Because even if you want to hodl, I think it will be much better to pick it up, at lower prices in a bear cycle, right? That's my plan, at least. Guys, I would appreciate if you are going to comment down below to destroy these AI stupid bots for the algorithm. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and as always, peace and love, crypto.